Get your game on! Hey guys, this is KRXFG with another review. This time, as per a request by Mr. Exterminator, I'll be reviewing the Academy Duel Disk from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This is the standard issue Duel Disk used by all students and staff at Duel Academy, and includes what you see here. So, taking a look at it up close, you'll notice I put it back at the edge of my table because it is so big. Hanging on it, you've got it mostly in this kind of silvery gray plastic. You might not be able to see it on camera, but all the silver on here has got kind of a glittery effect to it. You also have this translucent blue plastic bubble for the life point counter and 3 buttons. We've got here the deck slot. I got here a little light that doesn't work on mine anymore. And here's some monster card slots to extend it into its full mode. You open this part and then extend out the field. And so you have that, where now it reveals that right here's the graveyard and you've got 5 spaces for monster cards. Looking at the back, there are also these 5 slots for spell and trap cards, and an open up slot for field spell cards. To put on, we've got this little sleeve down here with some Velcro straps. So the basic thing you want to do is slide your arm through the sleeve, which can be a little tough. Then you just secure the Velcro straps to make sure they're not too tight, so you don't lose circulation. And you've got it on your arm. You know, here's the funny thing. Within the anime Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, we see most of the characters wear these around almost all the time, and rarely see them without their dual discs, and I'm kind of wondering how they go about their everyday life with these on all the time, because it's actually pretty heavy. I mean, I'm not a weak guy. I have some lean arms, but I am strong, and this thing does really kind of weigh down your arm. So it kind of seems weird to wear it. And you should really only wear it if you want to do duel accurately to the show. And you can really just take off it and duel with it on the ground. Just set it down and use it to duel instead of wearing it. So, just to give you a little demonstration, it will comfortably fit your standard 60 card deck. Just goes right down in there, and you can close it up. And then you can just draw 1 card at a time, making sure you only draw 1 card at a time. And a little knob in the inside that's on a spring, will go down so as to keep the rest of the deck in place. The graveyard also works in a similar way, where you put in the card and little kind of springy part inside will keep them in. The graveyard will hold about 20 cards, so that around the 20s it'll get a little crowded, and you want to make sure not to put in too many cards so that you don't get any cards stuck in there and make it really hard to take them out. You put your card. Moving on to the monster spots, you can put them in attack position, upright into these notches. I'll just bring out a couple more cards. Or you can flip them to the side and put them in some alternate notches for defense position. And for a field spell card, you just slide it open, put the card into the slot, and close it up. And you can use the field spell spaces by just inserting in cards. Yeah, that was a little blooper. You know, there are little kind of stretched plastic parts that are kind of bendy that keep them in place, and one of mine's a little bit warped out of place, so it doesn't fully hold them. So I'll just take this one out. And for putting in these last three, you can use this joint here to extend down the back end of the field, so as to use the last three spell trap slots. Getting onto the counter, we've got 3 buttons, and there's an on and off switch. Down here it has 3 modes, but the different modes kind of determine this red light here, and it's broken on mine, so I'll just switch it on. And you can press these buttons to illuminate them. You get up to 9,990 life points, and it goes down to 0. Unfortunately, you can't do the 5s, and you can't count up past that number, 9,990. Which could be a problem if you're doing an 8,000 life point duel, but shouldn't be too much of a problem if you do a standard 4,000 life point duel. And you can just remove your deck as easily as you put it in, as well as removing all cards from their respective places. Once again, you just pull that down. This one off. And store it away. So, what I've really got to say about the dual discs in general is that they're somewhat of a gimmick. They don't necessarily add anything to dueling, except for a different way to place your cards and keep track of the life points. But the life counter is at a little bit of a disadvantage for having a 9,990 point limit and not being able to use one digit, using the 4th digit on the counter. The weight is a little bit awkward, but what I will give this in positive is that it is interesting to duel with, and it is size-wise and appearance-wise very accurate to what you get on the show. And it is a pretty fun thing to deal with, and it is a little bit handy if you don't have a playmat and don't know where to put the cards in what places to put the cards on the playmat if you're just using the floor. So I would recommend this to GX fans and people who are, like dual discs, or if anyone wants to cosplay if any of you guys want to cosplay a character from GX who uses one of these dual discs, it's really good for that. And so it is recommendable. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.